Greetings! Assembling a Pocket Loom Master? It's a pretty cool thing to do. The step-by-step guide will show you how to build one, in only 9 minutes. But beware, you'll need a fair bit of patience and finesse to succeed. In the provided kit, you'll find the following components: 3mm braces, 2mm cams, standard pieces such as nuts, bolts and fasteners, 2 threaded rods, and 2 square rods. These are made of brass, but you can choose aluminum or steel ones in other kits. Don't forget our trusty construction manual. Let's prepare the tools we need. A sheet of paper to protect your workbench or table, some wood glue, a spanner of size 7, an Allen key, a Q-tip or a toothpick, a pair of cutting flat pliers, and sandpaper, 180 grit or thinner. Now watch this. Here are the 3mm braces from earlier, with the cams and 2 extra brass ones. In the bag, containing the standard pieces, first take the braces made of brass, then proceed to take everything out of the kit and sand the spacers and the cams lightly. There's no need to insist on too much. Now take one of the brass shafts and insert 11 of the cams with spacers between each, like so. Lastly, to finish this camshaft we call a beam, attach 2 final brass spacers with its smaller end on the outside. Repeat the process for the other beam, this time with 10 cams and 9 spacers. Again, make sure all the cams face the same direction. Let's keep the 2 beams for later. For now, we'll start assembling both ends of the loom. I recommend displaying the pieces like this. It makes the puzzle clearer. Watch where I apply the glue and follow along. Before attaching the last piece, take a beam from earlier and place it in the largest slot, facing out like so. Now remove carefully any excess of glue with a Q-tip, making sure not to break anything. You can repeat the same process for the second end of the loom. let's have a pause to let the glue harden well. And we're back! Insert the longer cams on each side of the beams, facing inward, to lock things into place. As an extra security measure, you can take the piece of steel wire from the kit and make pins from it to ensure the beams don't slide out. To do so, cut it in 4 1 cm long parts and fold them 90 degrees at around 4 mm from the top to create little L shapes, which you will slide in the holes made on the brass shafts. Then fold the other end of the little pin, effectively turning your L into a bracket. Nice work! There are still the 4 side stops to prevent the cams from spinning inside the loom. Use the provided Allen key to screw the bolt in. Now for the last step, to mount the threaded rods. Take the remaining bolts and rods. Take one end of the loom and tilt it on its back and place 2 bolts on top of the holes. Screw the rods in from the top and tighten the bolts until the rods protrude from the back at a length of 5 mm. Repeat the process for the other end. Quite delicate, isn't it? Once the rods are in place, you may bolt the protruding ends in place. Make sure to tighten it well. If done well, only 1 mm should remain out on each end. Take the pliers and cut any spare material that may leave any sharp ends to the sides of the loom. And with that, the Pocket Loom Master is now ready. You can enjoy weaving all sorts of fabric of different types, try out new techniques and create little pieces as interesting as they are useful. I wish you the very best and of course, to have fun.